Hello everyone and welcome back to Coloring with Haley. I know I'm a little late this month, but it is time for my February finished pages. I'm busy with college right now, so that's why I'm a little late. The first half of my semester is very busy, but the second half I only have like one class. So sometime around mid-March, things should get a little bit freer for me. But let's get right into it. If I counted correctly, then I colored 17 pages this month. So, you know what, I think at the beginning of the video, I think I said these are my finished pages for February. But they're actually for January. I'm sorry, I'm really out of it right now. I've been so busy. January. January's finished pages. Alright, so in January, I colored 2 pages out of Dazzling Animals, like I do every month. And the first one is this one right here. This little dog in the heart. I really like this one because it was bright and colorful. I like when her pages use a lot of the colors. And this one is really cute. And the next page is also a dog page. And these are 2 little dogs in sweaters, I assume. And this one was kind of colorful. Not as colorful as the last one, but I still like how it turned out. A lot of colors going on here. I do like it when, like I said, when she includes more of the colors than not, because, you know, I've colored some pages before, like the panda, and that was really just blacks, grays, and greens. So I prefer when there's more variety here, but this one's also really cute. This dog right here kind of looks a little bit like this dog here, so we're going to say it's the same dog, and this is like his sister. Super cute. I do have another tab in here, and that is my page that I already colored for February, so... Up next, we have Bad Fairies. Misty is hosting a tag for Deborah Muller, and I tried to color in all my Deborah Muller books, but I didn't make it to all of them because I do have quite a few. However, I did color in a lot of them, so. I did this girl in Bad Fairies. I actually really like this book, despite not particularly liking fairies. I think it's because of their attitudes and everything. So she's covered in tattoos, and I did her hair. This is such a specific thing. In the early 2000s, everyone had like the black hair with the blonde or the light brown highlights. And to me, her outfit just said like early 2000s. So I tried to kind of do that hairstyle, and I think it turned out pretty good. I like how it turned out. And there is some Posca paint on her wings, and she's wearing just a little bit of glitter gel pen on her earring there and on her fingernails too. That is all the glitter on this page. Normally I do a lot more, but that was it for that one. Alright, and next up, I have Winter Chibis by Alexander Franzese. This is the travel size. And I did this page here for New Year's. Someone commented on my flip through and said this was probably a New Year's page and this is a Noisemaker. I have never seen noisemakers that look like this before, so I genuinely had no idea what it was when I flipped through it. But that does make sense. So I did a typical New Year's page with the silver, black, and gold. And it was always, I kind of follow the little grayscale that she has to do shadows on here. And there is quite a bit of glitter on this one, on her outfit, and on some of the confetti. This one turned out really cute, and I had fun coloring it. I'm still going to color out of that one, even though winter is starting to end. I did Hula Hotties by Deborah Muller. And here is the page that I did in this one. Another one that was kind of simple. I tried to do simpler ones in the Deborah Muller books so that way I could color more of them this month. That was my thought process rather than doing some of her more complex pictures. But here we go. We have this very tropical lady. And there are some white highlights on her as well as the fruit. And some glitter gel pen. These are the Arteza ones on this page. I really like how they turn out. They are very glittery. It's just that the shine doesn't catch as well in the camera specifically compared to the Pentel ones. They are really, in my opinion, just as glittery in person, but I guess maybe it's the type of glitter that they're made out of or the makeup of it that it just doesn't catch as well on the camera. But I promise you it is still very glittery and shiny. Alright, so then I did a page out of 50s Farmers Miniatures. I was thinking about completing this book this year, but Camellia did put out that dinosaur one. I have it coming, so I'll have to decide which one's my favorite and which one I'm really going to focus on this year. But I have a feeling it's probably going to be the dinosaur one. So I did this page here in pastel colors. Be Cozy was celebrating her birthday this month, and she had a birthday coloring challenge. You could color your typical birthday themed pages, but as a bonus, because she is a Capricorn, you could color some Capricorn pages. And now, of course, Capricorn is like the goat mermaid, so she also accepted goats. So I had to do this really cute little goat on the scooter here. And she is wearing the glittery hair bows. These are the Arteza ones. So, you know, they show up a little bit better when I hold the book down like this, I think. Maybe it's just me trying to find a good way to show them off in the lighting, not so much the gel pens. But this is a pretty simple page. It's just got that little bit of glitter on it there and some white highlights down on the scooter and the goat's hooves. But yes, I did that one in pastel because I was really feeling like doing a little pastel page. Next, I have Creepy But Cute from Deborah Muller. I did this demon lady. Lots of reds on this page. And then a little bluebird on her shoulder. I always like to make my demons red. There is just a little bit of white highlight on her hooves. And the rest of this is all glitter. Can you see the flames? There we go. You can see a little better. The flames are all done in glitter. And I always like to do my demons with yellow eyes, but the whites of their eyes are black, because I think it makes them look even more like a demon. So she was fun. And next I have Women's World by Kira Schursneva. I am going to work in this book every month, just like I did with the, was it Country Farm or Country Life? Country Life. Just like I did that one, but I'm working from the back in this one. And this page is representing England. I use Bics and Sharpies exclusively on these because I just really like how they work on this. We call it the premium Amazon paper now. This paper that's, you know, very smooth and kind of got that plasticky coating on it. I really love how those work out. So this was an interesting page. I do wish it had a bit more of a background than kind of just a solid one with some flowers in it. You know, the previous page that I did last month for Scotland's kind of got a whole background there. But oh well. She turned out nice. I don't know too much about royalty in England, so I'm really not sure what queen she is supposed to be representing. I'm sure you guys can tell me, though. So next I have Fall Fairies. Again, I said I'm not really a fairy person, so why do I have so many of Deborah Muller's fairy books? I don't know. I think it's because I just like Deborah Muller. But I did this really fun one here. This little fairy sitting in, I'm assuming those sunflowers. I would think that sunflowers can still grow in fall, but maybe not. Here she is. I did lots of just kind of darker fall tones on this one. No highlights, but plenty of glitter gel pen there on her wings. And yeah, just lots of nice warm fall colors on this one. Even the greens, I kind of did warmer green tones. Her skin is a little bit too yellow, I think. It matches the sunflowers a little too closely. I think I could have gone with either a darker or a lighter skin tone, but I still think she looks really good. So there's that one. And now we have Color Art Books, Color by Number Pets, and Color by Eclipse or AJ Quinnell. This was a gift from Misty for Christmas, one of my first books by AJ Quinnell, and I really, really love these. They are so fun to color in. So the first one I did out of here, I just picked a random page rather than going in order. And I did this iguana, and I think it turned out really great. Now this is just the regular paper version. I didn't buy the premium paper version for this. I kind of like to save the premium paper for the color by color stuff. So this is just the regular old paper version, and I did all kinds of markers here. I think I used an old set of Cali Arts. There's some Sharpies and Bics. There's old Ohuhu markers. There's like old Spectrum Noir markers. This is everything. This has everything on it. And it's very colorful. So, you know, I like that. He used a ton of colors on here. And yeah, I really love how these turn out. Such a simple and pretty easy color by number to do, but it turns out so well. So those are definitely, I like them. I like those a lot. Definitely gonna buy some more of those. And I have another book by him. This one is Color Art Books, Color by Number Asian Animals. The style of this one is a little bit different. This one kind of reminds me more of like a stained glass-esque style versus the other one. And I did 2 pages in here. Both of them are bears. This first one here is a panda bear. And it seems like all of his pages are very, very colorful, because this one is. And he does only list the colors that you will use in the image over here, so I especially like that. I really prefer when the artists do that. Here you go. And these are, they're pretty fantasy. You know, the panda bear, he's purple and red, and of course pandas aren't really that color, but then you do have like a blue sky and a brown tree, so it's somewhat fantasy, and I do like that. I think it's fun. And I also have this bear here, which I think is supposed to be a sun bear, and that's a little bear they have over there in Asia. I see them at the zoo, and I like how he turned out. He's a very pink and purple. Again, though, you know, blue sky, green grass, but he turned out really cute, I think. So I definitely am going to be looking for some more of this artist's books. Now, the only thing is with this pet one here, it kind of seems like it's the only one in this specific style. Let me know if you think some of the other ones are in a style very similar to this one. I do really like that style, but when I was looking at his books, it seems like maybe it's not a style that he uses often. So next I did Matchstick Mouse Floral Coloring Book, because this book does have kind of pages for all of the seasons. And we did get a lot of snow and ice this January, so I did a little snow page. And I used a lot of cool tones. I wanted to keep them all cool. Even the little worm is like a purplish pink color. And I really like how this turned out. I forget what these flowers are called. I had looked it up and they are blue. Are they bluebells? Or am I just saying that because they're blue? I can't remember. But I did figure out what kind of flower they were, and now I have forgotten. So this does have some paint on it on the snowflakes. All over those, but no glitter. I didn't really think there was anything I wanted to make glittery on this page. I just kept it simple and with a lot of cool tones. And I like how it turned out. So that was a fun one. Next, we have My Gothic Valentine by Deborah Muller. One of like 2 Valentine's Day books I own, I think. So you'll probably see me color something in this in February, just because I don't have many Valentine's Day books. And this is probably my favorite of the Deborah Muller pages I colored this month. I did this lovely goth lady, and I made her dress gray. It just fit with the goth tone, I think. And I think she turned out really, really good. There is some paint on all of the ruffles here, 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 and here on her outfit to make them white and to make them stand out. And there is some glitter on these little heart decorations here that are kind of like hanging in the background. Those are kind of the only indication that it's like a Valentine's Day page. Otherwise, you know, she's kind of just a goth lady. But I do really like how she turned out. I think she turned out fabulous, and I kept my color palette very, very limited. I wanted it to be dark and limited. And I like how she turned out a lot. I don't know why I think that one's my favorite. I just really am happy with how it turned out. So next I did a page out of 50 Christmas miniatures because, like I said, we still were getting some winter weather in January, and this has some snowy pages. So I did this simple snowman or snowwoman page, I guess it could be either, with the 2 snow children on the sled. And this one was pretty fun to do. I like to color the snowmans in Camellia Angelikova's books by just coloring the kind of areas that she has these little dots on. I think it's to make an effect so that the snow looks like the snow, but I just like to color that part and leave the rest of it white so it kind of looks like this shaded part on of them, on the snowmen. That's what I like to do, and I think it turns out really nice. Because otherwise I would want to just like leave them solid white, and then it was kind of like, well, you didn't really color much, you know? Now, like usual in these, I did do a little bit of the, I call it shading, but mostly it's just kind of an outlining with a darker color to make things pop. I did that here. And then there is some white paint highlights, especially on these pieces of like candy for the buttons and their eyes, and the candy down here too. But no glitter on this one. Just paint and markers. But that one turned out really cute. It wasn't too Christmassy to me. I know they're on a candy cane, but you can eat those any time of year. So next I have someone new to buddy color with, and her name is Judith. She contacted me over email, which I just want to remind everyone that if you want to buddy color with me and you don't have an Instagram to message me, you can contact me over email. My email is always in the description, and I try to check it as often as I can, though with college I'm not checking it as often as I'd like to, but I do try to check it pretty frequently. And Judith picked out the page from this book to color. We did this page here. And I'm going to post our finished pages on Instagram, so you can go see them on Instagram. I forgot to ask if I could insert it into my YouTube video. But this is what I'm assuming is supposed to be Spain or Mexico. Some of the pages have names that definitely allude to it's definitely a country, and the other ones are kind of like, well, it could be a couple of different countries. So I kept with kind of a Spanish color theming with like the reds and the bricks and like the orange tones. And I did look at some Spanish and Mexican style dresses, and a lot of them had a white top, but the skirt and ruffles on the like chest area were very colorful. So that's what I went with here. And then the little donkey here also has a really colorful blanket. And the flowers in the back, I just kind of picked some colors for those. The cactuses. So this does have quite a bit of paint on it. I did the spines on the cactuses, and then I outlined these here. I wanted them to kind of be white fluffy flowers, so I outlined those there. And of course her eyes. I do the whites of the eyes just the same way Hannah Lynn does. If you see here on the cover, she just puts some whites kind of in this little curve she does for the pupil. So I mimic that when I do their eyes, because I do think they kind of need some eye whites, otherwise they look a little bit creepy to me. But I don't really know another way to do it. And then this has a lot of glitter on it because there were a lot of little fine details. This is the one that is, more detailed. And all of these pots had a lot of little fine details. The donkey's blanket and these flowers on her outfit, they are all done with glitter because I find those so much easier to do when it's like a super fine little detail, especially all of the details on this pot. I just find it so much easier to use gel pen than markers. And of course pencils hurt my hand, that's why I use markers, but sometimes, it's really hard to get into tiny places like that. So we had a lot of fun coloring that page. I'll share her really beautiful finished page on Instagram. She used pencils, and I gotta hand it to her. Insane. I could never use pencils to do a whole page like that. So really good job. And then she wanted to do another page, and we picked 50 Spring Miniatures, and she picked this page out of here as well. This is a book that I actually haven't colored in very much. She wanted to do this little cat here. And now, this is some of Camelia's earliest work, and it has very, very thin lines compared to her later stuff. So I used my fine liners on this page. It's all done completely with fine liners, and so I didn't do any outlining. I just colored the page, and I'm happy with it. I let it speak for itself, and I think it turned out really cute. Judith did just a little black and white cat, and it reminded me of a cat that I had as a kid named Oreo, but I like to do a calico because I love little calico cats. And then just some blue and purple flowers and like a little monarch butterfly. No highlights or anything on this one, just really straightforward, but I am very happy with how it turned out. I think it's a very cute spring-themed page, and it has me ready for the warm weather. So, those are all of my finished pages for this month. Like I said, if I counted correctly, it was 17 pages, but I said at the beginning of this video this is February's finished pages, so who knows if I even counted it correctly. Lots of new books this month, and lots of books that I haven't colored in a while, so I had a lot of fun this month. I think it was a good month for variety. We'll see how much I get done in February. It's the shortest month of the year, and I'm busy, so that may be a month where I get like 10 pages done. Hopefully I get 10 pages done, even. We're just gonna have to see how that turns out. My camera's shaking because my dog is trying to crawl under the desk. I'm sorry about that. Alright, there we go. So, Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my finished pages. And remember, if you want to buddy color with me over email, just send me an email. We can pick a book. I have plenty. We can pick a page. We'll get it done. We can work it out. Thank you guys so much.